Hey guys, this is JSer. How's everything going? As you know, I'm preparing for Facebook front-end engineer interview. If you're also a front-end engineer and preparing for Facebook interview, I believe that you've searched on the internet for Facebook interview questions, right? So I did the same. I searched. There are a lot of not that much, but there are a few questions listed on Glassdoor, and actually there is this wiki, a document on guests, so listing up all the real problems. So in this video, I will spend a brief recap on these problems. Most of them I have done the videos on my channel. So if you're interested, please search on my channel. Okay, let's just start. Okay, first one: explain promises like I'm 5 years old. Well, I never did this before, but for promises, actually, it's kind of like giving something in the future, but wrap something not in the future and present it to you now, and you can and do something with it, right? Well, not do something in it, but do something with the future thing. So I'd say if it's a 5 year old, just say give you some toys. So suppose in this weekend there might be there might be a new toy on sale. Okay, but we don't know for sure whether it is on sale. It will be on sale or not. So as a father, I think I would tell the 5 year old, say, hey buddy, if the toy is on sale, what would you do? Or if it is not on sale, what will you do? So I will give you a card. Please write your plan on it. Okay. So the card, you should say, okay, if the car is on sale, and then I'll buy it. If not, I will wait. If not, I will buy another toy, right? So this is for this card actually. So for the 5 year old, he could decide what he would do in the future, but right, but in now, so he can decide now about what he gonna do in the future based on some conditions. So this card is actually a promise. So how can this promise be changed? Well, if say okay, so if the card is not on sale, so rather than buy another sale, I would wait another week. So what would the 5 year do? And say okay, you can write another card, right? You can write another card. Say okay, if I wait another 5 days, if it is if it is okay if it is on sale, I buy it. If not, I will maybe buy another car at that time. So now we have two cards, and these two cards actually is chained, right? So the first card, if it's rejected, and the next one will catch it and add some callbacks there. So actually, the promise is just like some this kind of callbacks chaining together with a beautiful format. So the cards are promises. Yeah, this list of cards is a chained promise. So at last, for this child, for this 5 year old, he might get a bunch of cards, and at last he might get okay if I get the card, and if not, right? It's something like this. Okay, so this is how I will explain. The next one, what does it mean when it said that JS has a first class function? I mean, functions just it means functions. You may for functions there will be function declarations and function expressions, right? Like normal function something, it will be function declaration, and it will be hoist. You can access the function declarations either even your expression is just before the declaration, but functions could also be function expressions, which means it's just like a normal variable, like a normal expression could be used, and it could be triggered, it could be called, and it could be passed around as a parameter. So that's the first class function. I think the meaning of first class functions. Explain higher order functions. Well, higher order function is something receive the function and return another function, right? It is usually done with the closure. And let's think of a query, right? Or consider of the object bind. If you take a query, we can bind a predefined parameter and create a new function which receives not less parameter with the predefined parameter already set in, right? So we get a function and we tweak a little and return a new function. So this is higher order functions. Explain this. Well, this means where the function is bound, right? We always say bind a function to something, right? So that's where the target or the owner of this function. For this, this actually depends on where the function and how a function is called. Like if you set a function as an object method, then that object is set to the this, right? And then if this is the function is used as constructor, the this within this constructor will be that object with a new object created with a new constructor. So this is the object. What else? Well, there is okay. If something function is triggered solely, like not binding to anything, it will have the default global object, which is in browser environment is the window, but is for the non-strict mode. If strict mode, it will be undefined. Well, so that this is, and there's this case called you can explicitly changing this. You could use the function prototype bind or apply or call, so that will change the this directly. And there's a case of arrow function. Arrow function doesn't have this keyword. You cannot set it, but actually the this works. You cannot set it, but this will be triggered from where the function is declared in a lexical scope, right? If that arrow function is defined in a normal function, and the normal function might have dynamic this, right? But the arrow function will always set to that function, so it actually it will have a dynamic this actually. Expect it doesn't. You cannot change it. Okay, for arrow function. So this is what I can remember for this. So what is the advantage of using ES maps over object? Well, maps, obviously map can have anything as the key, right? Anything could be the key. But for object, you can only use numbers or strings or symbols. These three. There's basic types, primitives. Okay. What about using method and the object has a subtle difference. Is that object is like the basic object will have the prototype chain. If you've accessed some attribute, property, if it is not on that object, you will search on the object's prototype and check if it is on there or not. But maps doesn't. Maps only get value through the get method, so it won't you won't get through the prototype chain. So literally it will be a little faster. What about using ES_set over arrays? I think there's two different things, right? Array is like indexed data collection that allows you to do direct access, but ES_set, it will be unique. So you add new things in it. It will be even you add two same elements in the set, it will be the only one will be kept. Map and set is easier way to check when as existing, but they also have parameters make it easier to delete an item. Okay. Oh, this is his answer. Well, okay. Next one, write an array flatten function. Well, I did this in my channel. Please search on that. We can do it recursively and we can do it iteratively, right? With a stack. Actually, this function is a little more challenging if you are asked to accept the depth, right? If you flatten all the array, then it will just be simply done with the recursion. If you are asked to flatten to certain depth, then you need to take more care. Okay. Next one. So we have items. So we have exclude, which is key and values. And these exclude items, I think I've done this, also done these in my channel. Excludes for each, and it's just a filter out, right? Exclude, actually. So this is wrong, actually. It should be not equal. So this function actually excludes the items which matches these conditions, right? Key value. What's wrong with that function? What is wrong with that function? Well, here it should be not equal. How would you optimize it? These four, let's say this an item here, m here. So this actually will be the time complexity with the length multiplied by this length here, right? So actually we could, because for key comparing to the excludes might be smaller for keys. There might be only 3 keys, but the conclusion condition might be more than 3. So actually, we could process this exclude array to a map with a key and values. There might be different values for the same key, and then we could loop through all the key value pair through this item, and just to check directly through the map, right? So it will be constant time, and here would be the length of items. So we could actually improve from the length, the multiply of these two length to the key value pairs count of these items. And then write an emitter class. Well, this is just to be user set with key and the callback set. It could be easily done. To given two identical DOM tree, A, B, and a node from A, find the corresponding node in B. Well, we just do first. There are 2 approaches. I think I've done this in my channel. Please search on it. There are two. Okay, how can I say? It should be 2 approaches. One, if you use the feature of DOM tree, actually we could get a node's parent, right? It's not from a normal algorithm fashion tree. DOM tree we can get a parent. So actually for a node we could get its path, right, directly to from A to its root. And then we could apply that to root and recurse in a reverse way and get the B directly. So that's the actually I think is fastest approach. Another approach, if you're not okay to use the parent element. Okay, so it's a parent element or parent. Child is children. Parent is parent element, right? Okay, I forgot. Oh shit. Wait a second. I'll see what it is. 0 parent element. Oh shit, it's parent element. Okay, another one is actually we search for from the root to the A, right? And then we will, while we are searching on the A, we will always keep track of the corresponding nodes with another DOM node, a DOM tree. And while we are finding A, we will actually find the DOM tree, find B, right? So this is actually from the node to root, and the previous solution will be root to this element. No, the previous one is A to the root, but now we could search it, so root to A, which is much slower, but it's interesting. Okay, and then implement a simple observable. I think I recently done this video. Please search on my channel. Observable is not that difficult. Don't just make sure that we separate the observable, which is create an event stream, and there should be an observer, right? Subscriber. Yeah, there are some challenges about how to transform a unicast to stream to multicast stream. Well, it's very fun, and please take a look. Flatten array, yeah, this is we already talked about, and basic JS closure, map for each, apply, call DOM tree, array object, DOM tree manipulation. Well, I think you could just remember a parent element and the children. Okay, that's enough. Give a node from DOM tree, find a node in the same position, and we've done it. Given 2 nodes, or find a node from one of them, the same. Basic JavaScript async stuff, you should know event bubbling, event capture phase and bubble phase, debounce. We've done it in our channel. It's kind of challenging. Pay attention to the leading and the trailing option.
give a picture, how to hide a picture, hovering on this. Wow, CSS hover, right? I have 5 versions of program where I find return the first bad version. Well, this is a problem on leetCode. I've done it in my channel. Please search on that. It's binary search. Also, I've done several binary search. I think the variant, which is the first occurrence, the last occurrence, unique occurrence, the first smaller or last big, first bigger, last smaller something. Well, they're typically the same, and please get familiar with it. Next one. Give an input array, another array, and equals an index for each element. Mutate an input so that each element input an index array. Well, we could just have I done it? No. Yeah, we just create a new array and get the new real result and assign it back, right? So it's not that difficult. If we were not able to create use extra space, I think we could just keep swapping. I think we done this in some of the leetCode problems, but I can't remember exactly what the title is. But yeah, we just keep putting the element to the right position, swap it, right? Swap to the right position. If they're already at a position, we can skip. And at last, we will just sort them to the right position. Okay, this keyword done. Single store class we set. Yeah, so for object, we cannot use complicated data object to be used as a key. So for set, we can use like node and value, right? This is similar to React, I don't know. Okay, so obviously we cannot use object, then the other data collection we can use is the array, right? So we could only just store the nodes into array, right? And then we get the node, we will use the search actually, and has node, and we just use search, remove the node, we search an index and delete it, right? So it's not performant, but I think that's the best what we can do. Or for the array, for the search, I think we use array, but for deletion, it's linear time, right? For array, maybe we could improve it with linked list. Linked list will have linear search time, which is has, delete, get, linear time, and delete will be constant time. So that's better than the array. Yeah, and then you are given array elements, blah blah. This is the same as the exclude, right? How many times would that event listener scroll run as the user looks at newsfeed? Well, a lot. Well, actually, it will be triggered at a specific frequency. I cannot remember exactly what it is. It's not that instant. It's something like I don't remember. Maybe 50 milliseconds. Let's just try it. Okay, let's try it. Why not we try it? Okay. So exit window, add event listener, scroll. Let prev. Data now. Console log. Date now subtract prev equals date now. Yeah, screw it. So oh yeah, it's very fast. Yeah, something between, I think it depends on the device. On desktop Chrome, it's about 20 milliseconds. For mobile browsers, I would say nearly 100 milliseconds. I don't know. So it's very frequent, okay? And what would be the user experience if the handles function takes 100 milliseconds? Well, the scroll will be janky. It's not smooth. How can we improve that? Well, add it to passive, set it to passive, or throttle it, right? How would you implement debouncing? Say you want to handle scroll. Oh, here. Well, debounce, as we did it for the throttle, there's a video about throttle and debounce, please search my channel. And also, it's very easy to implement it for the default behavior, like leading false, trailing true. But if you want to add a leading true, it's not that easy. Just pay attention to the pattern. So I'll just spend a few more words on it. So for throttle and debounce, if we're going to implement the leading with the options with leading and trailing, we will keep track of the timer, of course, and then we will set timer out. And when that time is up, in that timer callback, we will detect whether we should trigger the function, right? For throttle, we will keep track of the arguments, these keyword and the arguments, and trigger that. And for debounce, there was a leading option. If the function is already called with the leading, then it should not be called with debounce, with the trailing, right? So there will be a flag leading to implement the debounce. Yeah, please get familiar with it. And using HTML cells, show, create image, blah blah blah. This is just a pure CSS problem. It's not difficult. Yeah, so that's it. I'll put this linking up below my video. If you're interested, please take a look. It's the real problem on Facebook. It's actually not that difficult, I think. Need some practice, especially on throttle and debounce, I think. Yeah, that's all. Hope it helps. See you next time. Bye bye.